everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of Love Bites Live with Dr. Girish Kumar. He's the
Love you
founder
all.
and Chief Healing Officer at Human Connect.
This is my wife, Jyotsna Ramachandran, the CEO of Human Connect.
And today we are here with a very interesting topic. The topic was given by one of our soul family members, and we thought it's very relevant. So, Girish, today we're going to be talking about how to connect with people who are disconnected. It's very important that we talk about this topic because a lot of times we feel very lonely and miserable when we feel that we are disconnected from people, right? So, before we actually talk about how to do it, can we establish some ground rules that we need to follow?
Yes. So most people see when they come and say that they will being disconnected from the loved ones, or they're being disconnected from the people who are studying in college, schools, and all those things. I personally feel that when our vibration increased or changed, there is this happens very
Hmm.
easily and frequently. So some people which we are connected in the past, maybe we are not able to connect now, but seeing that or thinking that I don't want people to feel bad about themselves and be guilt that they are not able to connect to that relationship.
Old
Some
friends, old
people
relatives,
automatically it goes from our
life.
energy or life, because they came for a reason and their work is over, they are gone. Maybe they are into different stream or you are into different stream. So some people will say that I was we were very good friends, we meet in the bar and we were very thick friends. After some time, maybe you had changed your way of life, and now you don't go there, you would spend time in self developing and growing and knowing your purpose and passion. Maybe that people will go away from our life.
Yeah, very, very true. So, what you're saying, Girish, is before even trying to connect with everyone, the rule number one that we should know is that it is not important for us to be
Mm.
connected with everyone in
At
our
least,
life.
yeah. So the present moment, that connection is very important.
Hmm.
Those who help you to grow, and those who are being with you when the tough times and
Yeah.
all those things. So that are the people at this moment, that is God is connecting
Hmm.
us to
So,
them.
few meaningful relationships at this point of time are more than enough. We don't
Yes.
have to feel bad for the people who have left our circle because they are not able to
Connect.
energetically connect with us.
Yes. Don't chase them, and
Hmm.
unless you feel that it is very important.
Great. And I think there is also another rule to this. So this is rule number two. Just
This
like,
is we.
yeah, just like how some people have gone out of our life because we are not able to connect with them, there will also be some people whom you really want in your life. You want to be connected to them, but they feel that disconnection with you and they have gone away from your life, right? And that can be a very, very hurtful thing to happen. But we need to remember that this is something that I learned from Girish. He has zero expectations from people, and as a result he feels connected to many people even if they are not connected to him, and he doesn't feel bad for that because he has dropped his expectation. So the second rule is that everyone doesn't have to be connected to you even if you want them. So you can only control your mind and your actions, but if they don't reciprocate with the same amount of love, you cannot go and control their mind and their actions. So the best way is to just drop your expectations and make peace with yourself.
Yes. So what Jyotsna was trying to say is that it's not like that. So it is like I want to be with them and they are
Mhm.
not able to connect back because of various
Yeah.
reason or thing. But you see that if that connection is very important, some people take some time, something they will be in connected in energetically, but they will give the time. So
Mhm.
I want you to understand that some people need that space for them to grow or transform all these things. After some days or years they will come back if they believe that this connection is very important. I've seen in my life so many people disconnect and connect back after so
Mhm.
many years, and that after that connection will be very stronger than the previous connection
Yeah.
which we had before.
Yeah. At that time, you shouldn't say, no, oh, for 5 years, where did you disappear? Now, why did you come back? They went
That
for
will
a
be
reason.
there,
Yeah.
yeah, that will be there, but even though
Yeah.
I feel that there is a reason for disconnection and there is a
Mm.
reason for connecting back. Some people will not be connecting, so some
Mm.
people we also feel that it's okay, and they also feel that it's okay, that they don't want to be into that space.
Yeah. But I think this is easier said than done. So let's talk about the painful reality of the situation where you really want to be connected to this one amazing person in your life who was deeply connected with you in the past, but now they are away from you physically or emotionally or whatever, and you want them back in your life. So, what are some of the steps we need to take, Girish, to establish that connection back?
See, first we should understand that that is very important for that. Uh, why that person got disconnected from you, or why you got disconnected. So it's both the way it is like that.
Yeah.
So the first step, why the disconnection was happened, if we can find that first, then the second, third, fourth, fifth step will be easy. Most
Right.
people does not know why they got disconnected.
Because nothing happens just like that, right? There
Yeah,
has to
it's
be a reason.
and it's over a period of time. It's not a one day act.
Hmm.
It takes some time.
Yeah. So for a close relation to fall apart, there has to be that reason. So the
Yes.
first step is to figure out what that reason is.
Yes.
And I think the logical next step after figuring that out, that okay, I know that this person is important, and this is why probably that relationship has become a little far apart. Then I think the second step is for us to take responsibility, because that person doesn't care. That's why they are not taking the step. But if it's important to you, you take responsibility to repair that relationship, and you make that decision that I am now going to figure out and get that connection back. That decision has to be made by us.
So again, it's not about guilt and all these things. It's very important that you connect to them, and personally, you need that, because after again, you should not go there and again be disappointed and all those things. So the once you are clear in that second step, the third step is very powerful step, is that being vulnerable for that, openly talk what happened, what went wrong, and what was your expectation, what was his expectation or her expectation. So that is very, very, very important. Being authentic, being vulnerable, because you being vulnerable, I've seen so many people hurting each other. That's not what being vulnerable
That is
is.
about, that's more like blaming each other.
Yeah. So vulnerable is talking your state alone. You cannot talk about their state when it comes
Or
to
what they did.
yeah. So it is what you did and what you thought about
How
that.
you felt about it.
And you can talk about the pain. There is nothing talking about the pain. We don't know what the other person was going through that time. So this vulnerable step is very, very important, because that is like whether after that connection they will be together or lifetime, then that is at least they have a probability to connect back. If this step is not dealt properly, disconnection for lifetime will happen very powerful.
So you should be willing to face both the
Yeah,
scenarios.
so it should be like, yeah, it's that's how life is. So
Yeah.
people, I had seen so many people, they don't talk for some time, then they connect back very strongly. Some people for lifetime that connection gets disconnected.
But I think this is also the most difficult one, no? Because you need to let go of your ego in order to be vulnerable and open your heart and remove that guard that you have to protect yourself, and just tell them that, hey, you know what, I missed you for so long. I know something has gone wrong in this relationship, but I
Yes.
really want to repair it. Will you give us an opportunity? Can we talk about it? Right? Yeah. So that is the third step, where you're willing to be vulnerable and you're inviting them that, come, let's together work on this. I think the fourth step is where Girish mentioned that it can go both ways. So if they accept your invitation and they say, yes, even I've been thinking about this, let us talk about it, then it's great. Then we'll talk about the fifth step. But there is also a possibility where they will laugh at you. They'll probably shout at you. They will disrespect you, and they will say that, you know what, this is why I don't want this kind of stress in my life. You've caused enough damage. I don't want you anymore. If it goes that way, then I think at that point you should be willing to let go of that connection.
Yes.
And as Girish says, you should be willing to energetically even cut the cord with that person, so that their energy doesn't keep draining you, because you are the one who's yearning for that relationship and draining your energy, whereas that person doesn't want it anymore.
So that's very, very important. Cord cutting with that person, whether it's whatever the relationship is, sometimes brother, sister, brother, father, mother. See, that I'm talking about that energy which is draining, that should be cut. Not that ethnical energy card. Not that. It is a card which is making you to be draining that energy from each other.
What is the difference, Girish?
So it is like the connection. Now I have a certain energy of yours. I don't like that, so I connect that because
Only that
yeah,
alone.
so that my love remains the same.
Hmm.
My connection as an husband remains the same, but certain action of yours, I don't want to take that, and that drains my energy. So you can always cut that energy, which is, so I will say that God, let me cut the cord which is draining my energy from my spouse. So we cut that cord, and
Yeah.
that cord can be saved, and that's a peace between each other.
I'm so glad you explained this, because a lot of us think that cutting cord means deleting that person from your life
No,
and
that's what
eliminating that whole thing.
people are doing that, because after working with so much on myself, and so I understood that there are so many connections that we have from within with so many. So if I have with you, means there are so many connections I have. Which connection is not supporting
Not
me?
serving.
That we can cut it out.
Wonderful. So now let's look at the other positive situation where that person also wants to rebuild that connection. Then, as the fifth step, what do you do?
So now both the parties wants to connect back and build back and grow together. Now this step, we should go to the step number one and see why the disconnection was there, and bring that to the step number five and discuss openly, because some people will have weakness involved at each point. That's why the disconnection happened in the first. So certain things they should be ready to bend.
Change.
So yeah, you cannot break that, but you can bend this much. I can leverage for this, or I can leverage this much, and they talk each other and get that connection, because that connection is very very important. Why? Because they once upon a time they are together for one common goals. It will be there, or common interest will be there. That's why they were together. After sometimes difference of opinion and ego comes into play, and then they
Or
will
some
see
third
that
party comes and disturbs the
disturb
relationship.
the relations. Anything, but decision is with them only. So I don't blame the third party coming into that energy, but third party will be there. Most cases it will be there, but individually we should see that how much we connect to that person, and really this relationship is important to us. Yes. Otherwise, as I told you in the first part, it is all about some people come to your life to learn or teach you a lesson, and then go with that space. New people always will be there. So I had seen in my life in various stage, so many people come and go, and when the people with us that time, it is very powerful. But some people will be from your childhood connecting until now they will be there with you. That is a beautiful relationship. Maybe we don't talk daily or connecting monthly, but at least we know that there is someone in this world who are somewhere I can call and talk, and that is the energy that I'm talking about. It's a connection. Some people, yeah, there are so many people I connect daily basis, some people weekly basis, some people monthly basis, some people quarterly basis, or half-yearly basis, yearly basis. Some friends are there only on my birthday, they call and wish, and we get that connect, and that is no messaging, nothing. They
But
will,
once upon a time, you guys must have spoken every day. But
yeah.
now you are
Yes.
accepting the fact that okay,
Yes,
they have
both.
also
Yeah.
got other priorities in
And
life.
that is a time where we both required to grow
Yeah,
each other
from each
like
other,
that.
learn
Yes.
from each other.
It's like school friends, college friends. We have like that very thick. Some people were not so connected in the school and college. Suddenly, they will become connected to us now. Very
Like some
powerful.
of them are in our soul family now,
Yeah,
who
yes.
were your childhood friends.
Yes, it's like Simi or Lakshmi, all these things. Vijesh was very close. Now, monthly or monthly, I talk to them. But I know that he will be there for me always. He knows that I will be always there for him, whether we are not talking or Ratish is there. Like maybe yearly once only I talk, but I know that any help I can ask, and he
He'll be
knows
there
that
for you.
yeah, can ask me and get that energy done. So even though the friendship will be very powerful. So we think that it is disconnected, but it is a connected energy like that.
True. So
Yes.
while doing this activity with this person who's got disconnected and now they are also willing to work on it and you're bringing them back, I think what's really important is to make sure that the same mistake which took your relationship apart,
Mm.
that should not repeat. So I think that is why that fifth step of discussing
Yes.
with each other is really important
Yeah.
to make sure
And
that it
we should
doesn't
have
happen
a
again.
new rules also there.
Mhm.
So if again, if you do this mistake, what is the consequence of this relationship, and how we can take forward? That's very, very, very important. And again, we should know their strength, their weakness, what they will do, the mistake they exactly that they will make the same mistake. Are you ready to take that and to
Yeah,
go forward? If you're not ready, please don't even attempt to go there.
correct.
So before talking, you should know that what is comfortable thing before going that. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yes.
Great, Girish. I just felt this is a very important topic because for all of us in our lives, there will be people who've been disconnected. But it is up to us to decide if we really want to
Yes.
build that connection back.
Uh,
If
uh,
yes, this session would have
yeah.
been useful.
Yeah.
If not, also, you would have got the clarity that they are not in your life for a good reason.
Mm.
Mhm.
Yes. Now, any questions you have in this thing in your life from your life, please ask so that Jyots and I can help you out so that we can get connected even
You
more
can head
strong.
over to humanconnect.in/ask Girish and you can drop your questions there so that we can anonymously also take your questions. But there is a question here in Facebook itself, Girish. How do we selectively cut the cord?
So you should close your eyes and see that this person is training the energy. So you can ask yourself in your inner energy that what is the card that is bothering me. So if you ask, you will get an answer. If you are not able to do all these things, then you go to local any energy healer nearby your house who do all these things. They will easily help you to cut that card. Anyone you can go and you can get that energy done very easily.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's better to do certain things professionally, because
Yeah.
what if
So
you cut the wrong energy and it becomes
so
worse?
again, this is how life is all about, and how we want to get help, and that energy is going to make a huge difference in life.
Hmm. Absolutely.
Yes. Any other questions,
Thank
Jyotsna?
you, Dr. Meenu.
Yes. Yeah. Thanks. So, any other questions you have? Let's hear. Any last week question? Anything is
Hmm.
pending? So
I
that
think
also
last week's, I think we've covered. There is one question related to this, Girish. Now, what if you have a friend whom you did not want to connect with because their energy was draining you? You have left that friendship.
yes.
Now, after 5 years, they come back to your life and they
Mm.
are like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and all they do all this, and you have a very kind heart, so you go with the request and you say, "Okay, let's rework on this."
Mm.
And again they start the same pattern of draining your energy and taking advantage of your time and everything. Then how do you
See, that's what I asked. Really, you are connecting back because
mm,
you should know that when you connected previously, what was your vibration, what was their vibration, and that's why you were together that time. If you are that person, the opposite person who had increased or lowered, that's why I told that agreement should be very, very strong. That's why the third step called vulnerable is very important because it's a building back. It's
mm.
very, very important to be
So if you
so.
see some kind of inauthenticity in that third step, that they are not really vulnerable, they're
Mm,
coming back for
uh,
some reason.
yes, so that inside itself you will
Hmm.
know that what is that really I want back. Or maybe in that space, see, everyone need love, everyone need connection, everyone need people, all these
Hmm.
things. Maybe God has replaced that space with someone else that time. So that's why, see, even the marriage, it happens, so many people take a break, and after a
Hmm.
long time, then they somewhere they will come back and see that I want to connect back. By that time, this person had got someone in their life,
Hmm.
and they will be into that. Then these people will come and drain that energy also. So we should know exactly where, what is the intention behind, whether they want to build it, or they want to show to blame, or they want to
Yeah,
pity, or anything like that.
right. Meenu has a great question here. She
Mm.
says, What if I want to connect to someone to just get closure on that relationship? Maybe in the past that relationship got cut without any closure. Now you want to make peace with yourself. Is it a good idea to go back and get closure?
Okay. So this I look into two ways of closure. So now both of your life was going very well. Okay. In between some closure you went there, and somewhere some intention is wrong. We should stick that we are into the closure and sitting with them. Or I personally do so many closure. I don't go to them for the closure. I connect to their energy and say that thank you so much for being in my life, and I am coming out of this relationship with you. So please accept it. And if I hurt you, I'm very sorry, and I'm releasing you from my energy. So if what they are not closure, the closure is from your end,
So
because
will
you
that
only
message from your
yeah
heart reach them?
100% it goes to the soul. So that's why we always say, no, I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I am beyond that, I'm the soul and spirit. And the spirit energy knows that what is that closure I'm talking about, what is that energy. See, energetically everything is same. So that's the reason for here when you come, and it's a mind process, it's a mind game into it. So you are being uh, disconnecting from the mind energy. That's what it is. So you will have peace of mind.
Yeah, from whatever you said, I was able to understand one thing, Girish. When it comes to closure, if we want to just apologize for whatever mess we have done, I think from our end, if we just close, it's enough.
Yes.
But the reason sometimes we want to connect with them and talk is to prove that whatever we did was
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
So in
that's
that
why
case, we want to like prove a point. That's why we want to connect and talk and explain.
See, again, that's why I'm saying no. Our mind is like a monkey. Then there again something will happen. Then you
Yeah.
prove, he will prove, and so many things
Again,
will
we'll
be
go back to
happening.
the old
Yeah,
mess.
old mess itself, and it's like it was very happily going. Unnecessarily, we went back.
நல்லாதான் போயிட்டு இருக்கு.
And we are want to make it, and so many people do that mistake, especially when they have first love that does not work, they got married, after some time something they go so many places, forgiveness and all these things, without the spouse knowing, they will go for a closure, and that becomes a mess. And they will say, let us be best friends. So again they will start something else, and again it takes different routes. So why unnecessarily go and make life miserable? Disconnect in the energy and say thank you so much for being in our life. Yeah.
Well said.
Thanks, Meenu, for
Great questions, Meenu. I'm glad that I'm sure these questions are there in everyone's minds, but only some brave people are asking. So it really helps us also to think and address it. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Great, Girish. I think it was a wonderful session. So thank you all for joining us live, and also a big thanks to those of you who are watching the recording later. We will connect with you guys again next week on Tuesday at 9 p.m. India time. In the meanwhile, if you have any questions, feel free to go to humanconnect.in/ask Girish to drop your questions or even some topic ideas. Like, for example, we want to thank Sonali this week for
Yes.
asking this particular topic. Likewise, if you have any topics, please share there. And if you also have a friend whom you think needs Girish's support to come out of any kind of trauma, then feel free to share this link with them. It is humanconnect.in/apply. That will lead them to a form. They just have to fill out that form and they'll get a free clarity session with Girish.
Thank you so much. Love you all for coming here live. Love you. Bye. Take care.
Bye.